Resident Evil Requiem is the pinnacle of what modern Resident Evil can be. From the heart-pounding, scary moments as Grace to the heart-pounding, thrilling moments as Leon. In my personal opinion, it truly is Resident Evil at its best. But before I continue, full disclosure, I am a Capcom creator partner and did receive a free copy of Resident Evil 9 Requiem from Capcom themselves, so please take my opinion of this game with a grain of salt. And with all of that being said out of the way, what's up and what's going on, everyone? My name is Malcolm, also known as Baytuh, and today I'm here to bring you all a quick rambling review on Resident Evil Requiem. I'm just gonna be gushing about this game because I love it a lot. Like, there's really not much I dislike about Resident Evil 9 Requiem, or if at all any like things I didn't like in the game. I think it's pretty fucking amazing. So I'm just gonna talk about, you know, the gameplays, some gameplay stuff, some story stuff, some character stuff, level design. Like, Capcom truly did nail Resident Evil 9 Requiem. I just want to gush about it. So yeah, sorry if this is just me rambling on. It's just how I feel about the game. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter and on Blue Sky at Baytuh, Baytuh. If you want to support me further, I got Patreon, PayPal, YouTube super links, or you can leave a tip or become a YouTube member on my channel. All those links are in the description down below, and as a pinned comment in the comment section down below as well. And with all that being said, let's get popping and get to it. Going into Resident Evil 9, I was beyond hyped, and how couldn't I be? I've been a fan since Resident Evil 5, but I guess even earlier. Yeah, I guess even earlier, because I do remember playing the older RE games like 0, Files, and 4, but never finishing them, but enjoying the zombies aspect because I'm a big zombies fan, and Resident Evil is like probably the best zombies property out there in my personal opinion. And the atmosphere, I really enjoy the tone and how everything's set up and everything. I just, you know, the tank controls is really, you know, even as a kid I did not like none of that, but I did end up finishing 4 when it was released on Xbox One back in 2016, and it's a really good game. Anywho, and watching the Miller Jovovich Resident Evil movies, but I'm not gonna lie, I had to stop because when homegirl started bending fire with her mind, even I thought that shit was stupid. But I had to come back for my boy and girl Leon and Ada. Ugh, Jesus, like I should really go back and finish those movies. I still stand by that the first movie and Apocalypse are pretty freaking good. Also, watching the animated movies Degeneration and Damnation over and over again. I love Resident Evil, and after finishing Resident Evil Requiem, in my opinion, like I said, it's Resident Evil at its best. Now let's talk about the gameplay. With Resident Evil 9 Requiem, Capcom truly freaking nails what it set out to do with each character's gameplay styles, a mix between survival action horror with Leon and Grace. That classic survival horror gameplay with Grace, like solving puzzles, having limited inventory space with resources and ammo being scarce, and you have to rely on stealth and patience, all while playing hide and seek against stalker enemies, can one-shot you like Chunk, even though I've been calling him Chuck throughout the whole entire game until the achievement popped up when I used 3 of those ejections on him. It was like, oh, defeat a Chunk as Grace. I'm like, oh, it's Chunk, not Chuck. Yeah, Chuck sounds better. It's a lot funnier that way too. She does have a way to do stealth, like I just said, those injectors, but it takes 1 scrap and 60 blood to make, so I had to make sure to use them wisely. I only used them on zombies that were in my way, so getting rid of them would make backtracking much easier. And Leon, when he came in after Grace, he would just finish them off, very much like RE7 and RE2 remake. Even though I think all of Grace's sections in RE9 are great, her style of gameplay isn't the Resident Evil I fell in love with personally. Like, when I eventually replay the game once I have some free time, I'm still going to enjoy her areas, take my time and explore and do what I need to do, but it's just not the horror I want to replay often, you feel me? It's just a personal preference thing, of course. Like, my type of horror games are, you know, the more action horror, like your RE4 remakes and Dead Space 2s. But I don't mind the occasional, you know, RE7s, your Silent Hills, you know, Grace's sections and RE9, you know what I mean? Also, but here's the thing, I'd be a fucking fool not to recognize and praise how damn great and scary it is to play through Grace's side of the game. Definitely when it comes to the stalker enemies, escape sequences, and her reactions to all of the horrible shit that's happening around her and to her. So let's not get it twisted. Grace, she's great. Now, speaking of Resident Evil 4 remake, we gotta talk about old man Leon S. Kennedy. His gameplay style is very much RE4 remake with some of the good parts of RE6 sprinkled on top of it. That over-the-shoulder gun/knife action combat that I loved so much from 4 remake is back and better than ever. Being able to parry most attacks and sometimes stun an enemy to do a follow-up melee attack or even a a hatchet it kind of, you know, does the same thing, but it's a hatchet this time, a hatchet or the even more rare gun finisher to finish them all off for good. Gameplay wise, Leon is in his prime. I mean, dude is almost 50 and we be styling on zombies in this game like it's 2004. He ain't fucking around. Also, gotta give a shout out to the sound design. The sound design in this game is so freaking phenomenal. All the weapon slashes that you can do to enemies in the game and what they can do to you all sound so beefy and crunchy. Like, the sound design in RE Engine games is just never disappoints. Same thing with how the game looks. Like, graphically and artistic the art style wise, it's honestly probably the best looking RE Engine game alongside Street Fighter 6 for me, in my personal opinion. Like, it's so darn good. But one of the things that blew my mind during one of Leon's sections was during our time playing through Raccoon City. I thought it was going to be a small section that we were going to pass by pretty quickly to get to RPD, but no, it's the longest part in the entire damn game, and I loved every single second of it. Like, legit, when we first got there, I was like, all right, it would be really cool to explore a ruined Raccoon City or have like a spin-off, you know, game or something. Like, that would be pretty fun, right? Or something along those lines. But the more we kept going on and on, I was like, there's no freaking way Capcom's gonna do this. There's no way that it's going to be a huge interconnected area that we get to explore, and it was that was pretty freaking cool. I know it's just the small things, I guess. I know it's silly, but that was really cool that we got to explore a ruined Raccoon City. I never expected that from Resident Evil 9. Like, there's a lot of backtracking, like weapon upgrades, some secrets to find. Like, they really did put in the works for Raccoon City. Like, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you, Capcom. All right, and before I wrap up, I want to touch upon the story characters and some other things that I like. Starting with the story characters, since they go hand in hand in this game, and I think both are pretty damn good for a Resident Evil game. A lot of the core themes are about regret, survivor's guilt, and there's a lot of callbacks as well, definitely during Leon's campaign, or not Leon's campaign, Leon's side of the game, I should say. Grace, being an FBI analyst who's almost scared of her own shadow, gets thrust into this horrific, impossible scenario of monsters, blood, and guts, having a lot of self-blame because she believes she's at fault for her mother's death because the villains think she's some key to releasing Spencer's last virus, Elpis. But as the story goes on and when we see her meet Emily, she starts to grow a lot as a character. She becomes way more confident, less scared, and steals her resolve to do what needs to be done. A true survivor has been born. See her arc progress like that in real time, it's pretty damn cool. I don't think we really saw that in a Resident Evil character before. I was about to say Ethan, but he kind of stays the same in Resident Evil 7. He already has kind of his shit together in Resident Evil Village, so I ain't gonna you know, dig him for that because he was actually good in that game. Not in Resident Evil 7, but 8, he's actually pretty decent. With Leon on the other hand though, his survivors guild has been eating away at him since the fall of Raccoon City, definitely when it came to not being able to save Marvin and Kendo, and we see that on full display when we finally arrive at RPD. His reactions and comments on what happened is front and center. It's honestly, you know, kind of sad. Again, I never played the OG Resident Evil 2. The first time I played Resident Evil 2 was RE2 Remake. I love that game a lot, and coming back to Raccoon City, I'm like, yeah, it's you know, you feel some type of way, you know. And that would be affected with Umbrella's curse, which is just a T-virus, which I guess kind of makes sense, which I have no idea when he got affected. I guess during Death Island, so this is like one of the question marks and kind of issues I have with like the lore, because like Sherry and Leon are affected with the T-virus, aka Umbrella's curse, but I understand Sherry because she had it since RE2. Leon, if I'm not mistaken, got infected in Death Island, not in RE2. He got infected with Lost Pockets in RE4, but in Death Island he got infected with the T-virus alongside Chris, Claire, Jill, who already had it, and Rebecca. And I don't know how, maybe we missed like a Revelations 3 in between Requiem or something. I have no freaking idea. But either way, I liked it a lot. He is pushed to his absolute limits to finally end Umbrella's last fucking skeleton once and for all, so history doesn't rhyme this time, and for the outcome to be different so he can can start forgiving himself. Talking about the story for a moment, I did enjoy the mystery surrounding Elpis, Spencer's last virus, how it all connects to all this. And speaking of connection and whatnot, how the connections, their involvement in this game as well, which they were introduced back in Resident Evil 7, I believe, but I believe they also date back in the 90s as well, the early 90s in the world of Resident Evil. Like, it's basically Capcom setting up the new overarching big bad like they have with like Umbrella and Tricell and Wesker over the years. Now it's this Connections organization, which we don't really know much about. It's pretty exciting because it seems like they've had their hands in a lot of stuff in the Resident Evil universe. But overall, I really did enjoy the story and the characters for what it was. Lore wise, I'm a little confused with some like character motivations. By characters, I mean like maybe like Spencer and all that stuff. But other than that, yeah, like I said, really enjoyed it. Alrighty, just a few extra rambles before I let you guys all go. Ramble number one. Yo, shout out to Angela St. Albano, who voices Grace in the game. Her performance, the acting out of her is just like, yo, like if she isn't like nominated for best performance of the year, like insanity. Like her reactions, Grace's comments, the jumps, the scares, like it's like she was in that character. Like one of the best scenes is when Alyssa, Grace's mother, dies at the beginning of the game, and just her reaction, the crying, it's just, the performance is amazing. And also shout out to the homie Nick Apostolides, who voices Leon, doing an old man gruff Leon-esque Kennedy. Oh shit, dude. The man can act. They both can act, man. Like the performances in this game are S tier, in my personal opinion. Like some of the best performances I've seen in video games, period. And last but certainly not least, the one that I was actually kind of worried about when I first started to play the game, the gameplay scenarios and the time split between Grace and Leon was actually well done, because the game is basically like, the front half of the game is very front loaded with Grace gameplay with some Leon sections put into it, while the second half is very Leon heavy. Like I said, the Raccoon City RPD section is, or at least Raccoon City section, is the longest part of the game, while the last part is split evenly between Grace and Leon perfectly, in my personal opinion. It's not lopsided. It's about like 60-40 Leon and Grace, which is really cool. It's not a Halo 5 Master Chief situation, or Ninja Gaiden 4 with Ryu, where he's only playable in chapter 15, basically the last hour of the game, So good on Capcom for doing well with that, because I was getting scared, and which is really funny and cool, because when I was like an hour and a half into the Raccoon City section, I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of missing Grace right now, Yeah, there was some good sections. Like I said, I'm not getting that to twisted. Her sections were really freaking good. And that just about does it for this quick rambling review of Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me and watching this. Let me know in the comment section down below, or tweet at me, or Blue Sky post to me at Baytuh if you agree, disagree, somewhere in between. What's your thoughts, theories on Resident Evil 9? Like, where's the game going to go after this, or where the franchise is going to go after this? Because the ending definitely sets up a lot, something maybe like a Revelations 3, like more Leon, like more connections. I mean, definitely more connections, since they're the main big bad from now on in Resident Evil. I'm honestly pretty damn excited to see where everything goes from here. Super exciting. A lot of doors have been open with this game, and having a brand new, really good main character is, fits really well. I know I've given a lot of hate to Ethan Winters over the years, and after replaying 7 and 8, I'm like, yeah, he still sucks ass in Resident Evil 7, but Resident Evil 8, he's still pretty good. And you know what? I miss him in a way. At least his 8 incarnation. 7, I still don't like him. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this. Next time I'll be doing this on this channel is tomorrow. I'll be starting my Ninja Gaiden 4 The Two Masters walkthrough, as a VOD. So expect expect part one of that walkthrough to go live probably later on Wednesday or maybe Thursday morning, one of those 2 days. Then Friday afternoon, I'm going to be streaming Where Winds Meet. The new expansion comes out, Hexay, the Hexay expansion. Going to be streaming that all afternoon. So make sure you guys join in on the fun. I think it comes out 3 p.m. Central Time. So be on the lookout for all that good jazz. And yeah, still got lots of content coming out from now to the end of 2026. Got some walkthroughs next week. I think it's like the 12th. We got like Marathon. We got Greedfall 2. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a re-walkthrough of Greedfall 1, but we got Greedfall 2. Got some other things as well coming up on like Life is Strange reunion, which don't know about that game since Chloe's back. We got Crimson Desert, the Big Daddy one from March. Guys, lots of content, y'all. So before I let you guys all go, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter and on Blue Sky at Baytuh BAY2H. If you want to keep supporting me even further, you can do so by donating to my Patreon, PayPal, YouTube, Super Links, leave a tip, or becoming a YouTube member on my channel. All of those links are in the description down below, and there's a pinned comment in the comment section down below as well. And for the final time for this rambling review, everyone, my name is Malcolm, also known as Baytuh, and I will catch you guys all on my next walkthrough, Let's Play, channel post, update, live stream, rambling review, basically whatever else I do next on this channel, which is going to be very, very, very soon. Peace, thank you for watching, and I love you all.